Guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from paradise. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite beverage, have a snack as I adjust my coif, my lovely bedhead here in central New Jersey. Now, before we dive into this live broadcast today, guys, I wanted to remind you that I sell blogging courses and blogging ebooks for your guidance at bloggingfromparadise.com, which is my blog. I also offer hundreds of content-rich, thorough, targeted blog posts focused on blogging tips to guide you on your blogging journey. Yeah, you. So you could find them at bloggingfromparadise.com. Now, guys, today's live broadcast, as the world judges it, will probably not be popular. Now, the topic is timeout on YouTube. I just find that funny because I think of a kindergartner, but whatever. Why do bloggers struggle and suffer? And then why do people struggle and suffer? As the world judges it, there's what appears to be honest reasons why bloggers struggle and suffer, and really people. Right at the top of the list is fear, and that seems to be pretty darn truthful, I would say. All things considered, fear. People are afraid, unaware of it, and we'll get to that in a moment. And they make decisions from fear, and they struggle with whatever they're doing blogging-wise, and they suffer. Then you can get into like the blogging essentials of they don't follow guidance from a professional. They make the same mistakes. They don't look at their blog honestly. They don't look at their blogging strategy in the light of truth. Yeah. And then really outside of the blogging niche, you'll see people, they keep making the same mistakes. Who was it? Einstein that said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result. Yeah. No, this is all appears to be really true on a level of form in the world, guys. But this is deeper. This is a deeper stuff, and it's uncomfortable, but it gives you the benchmark, the foundation to have complete peace of mind. Not that I'm anywhere near there, and complete liberation in your mind, complete freedom, calm, and to not only not struggle, but to not suffer. Wow. That's pretty amazing. That's a big sell. You will begin to understand that bloggers and humans suffer. They struggle and they suffer because virtually everyone comes to this world acting out an unconscious, pushed way out of awareness, egoic script that's pushed. You're not even conscious of it. That creates the struggle and suffering. And even people who in the world appear to have it all in form, who appear to have everything as far as money, fame, success, they certainly struggle and suffer in other areas of their lives after they go through 4, 5, 6 marriages, after their family. Like you always see, you won't see it through the world. You won't see it mainstream, major media, all these lovely, glossy videos and inspirational pieces on Elon Musk and, the business titans, Jeff Bezos. They will not talk about largely the struggles and suffering that they've experienced. I mean, sometimes they do with business, but then in other areas of life. But it's because, guys, bloggers struggle and suffer because they're robotically following a script that they're not even aware of. They're robots. The world is a robot, and it's following a script by this really nasty voice called the ego. and it's not nice. And it's pushed way out of awareness. So when you see human beings, let's look at bloggers now. When you see them appear to be struggling, and I've gone through these stretches, guys. I know because I've experienced it. When you become aware that you're working off an egoic, an unconscious script, you're not aware of it. But why do I keep slamming into these struggles and suffering and having a tough time? And I keep doing the same thing and it's robotic and I'm plowing forward mindlessly. It's because you're tricked, bamboozled, duped into thinking that you not only have free will and you're exercising it, but that you're not a robot, but you are. You are. As long as you listen to this unconscious script, this egoic script, at any time you could switch over to your right mind and follow that script, which is really fun and really freeing and really liberating. You could call it the higher angels of our nature, as Abraham Lincoln called it. You can call it the intuition. You could even call it your gut when the gut's coming from pure love. It's fun. It's uncomfortable for sure, but it's the non-struggling way. It's the peace of mind. It's the joy. It's the happiness. It's the love and not fear. But you got to start getting into your unconscious script and unconscious fear that's fueling that script that you've pushed way out of awareness. The guilt, the grief, the stuff you've pushed way down. Because as long as you push it down and you're robotically following the script, you're done. You are done. Good to see you, brother. Great to see you on Twitter, too. My friend? Yeah, it's a cool place. We're house sitting in a really posh neighborhood in central New Jersey. Really nice apartment for another day. Yeah, actually today and then tomorrow we're off to our new location. Actually, tomorrow we head to Princeton. Usually I don't it's 10 minutes away, so I'm doing the preview. But tomorrow we head to Princeton for a number of weeks. Actually, no, it's close to a month, which is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. And it's 10 minutes down the road here in New Jersey. So there'll be plenty of pictures. And yeah, I think I'll integrate Princeton a little more into my social media. But the struggling and the suffering, blogging wise, most bloggers and then people in general, and you really want to include people, I want to talk about away from blogging, because if you're having a tough time in any part of your life, there's this egoic script. When I say egoic, I mean the voice for the ego, which is the voice for guilt, fear, grief, rage, madness, insanity, violence. It's the voice you hear in your mind that's not pure love. And a lot of us guys, when we're thinking about it, on a conscious level, we may say, we're good people, we keep things positive. But this script that's unconscious, so literally you're not conscious of it, literally you're not aware of it until you decide to look at your life and say, oh crap, I really believed I had free will, but I've kind of been thinking, feeling, and acting, or maybe reacting robotically. For me, that was the biggest turning point. I began looking towards, and the script, the guide that I follow, guys, and it's just, I'll put it out there for you if you want to check it out. It's called A Course in Miracles. You could find it at acim.org and also on other networks if you want. But I always like to refer people directly to the site. It's a mind training manual. It's a mind training guide. So it's radical in its teaching, but not its temperament, because it's all truth and all love. Everything else is an illusion. But since we're going off that, really, it's pushed out of awareness, that unconscious script, we're not even aware of it. You'll think upside down like I did for most of my life. You'll think that you have pure free will. And on the world's level, it appears that you do. But when you start going into your mind and you start observing your life and how it's gone, you'll say, oh crap, I've kind of been working off a script here. Most people do not want to do that because they listen to the voice of the ego, and it's a horror show to think, oh crap, I've been reacting robotically to everything. I've been judging other people. I've been condemning. I am judging, but condemning other people. I've worn the crimson-stained robes, blood-stained robes of judgment. These guys are scumbags, and these guys... That shows that you're going off a robotic, unconscious script. Nobody in their right mind, nobody thinking from love, from intuition, happiness. The Holy Spirit, call it the Holy Spirit. You don't have to be religious to believe in the Holy Spirit. Or you could call it the intuition. Call it Fred if you want. When you switch to that script, life will get a lot more fun, a lot more freeing. The struggles will start to subside. The suffering will start to subside. It'll feel really uncomfortable because you'll be listening to love. You'll be allowing love to make the choices in your life, that guidance in your mind. You'll make choices, well, I'm going to do this because it seems like it'll really be fun and it can inspire some people. Like, you'll base your life on that. How many people base their lives on that? Look around. Most people base their lives on fear, guilt, punishment, control, living in survival mode, punishing others, judging others, hating others, telling others they deserve to die, killing us. You think it's a joke, but I'm not kidding. Come on, guys. Look at your government. What do you think they do? Do they rule you with love or fear? Do they rule you with threats or with compassion and joy? Do they see you as all powerful, unlimited love, or as a scumbag body? Do they tell you, come on, let's start thinking. You got to start looking at what's in front of your face. And you see, since most people are doing things unconsciously, robotically, without any free will, they struggle and suffer in all areas of their lives. Guys, this is not a secret, but it appears to be until you look at what's in front of your nose. Like, for me, blogging wise, I've had success for sure, and things are building for sure. But I had long stretches where I struggled horribly, even when I appeared to be doing the right things. Things began to click when I accepted the fact that I was going off of an unconscious. I pushed it out of I wasn't even aware what I was doing, and I kept struggling. And that made me angrier and more frustrated. I tried to work harder. I tried to be more generous. I'm like, why isn't it coming together? This went on for a while. I finally came across the concept at the right time, right? Where I'm like, man, I'm a robot. And I'm sick of this egoic script that's pushed way out of awareness. I'm not even aware of it. I've been running away from it from God knows how long. Millennia, millions of years in different bodies. Yeah, you see, Cheyenne, the problem is, bro, and it's so tough for us to realize until we decide to realize and own the fact that until we conquer the fear in our mind that we project out into the world individually, we got to start with ourselves and switch from that fear-based program script. The script is written to the love-based program, intuition, right mind, joy, fun. It'll never change, but the more we do, then all that stuff will go away. So the more people realize that we're just love, we're abstract, really. We are. The body is even an illusion. Anybody that's studied any enlightened being, any ascended master, they will tell you your body, it appears to be really real. It seems like it's so real. You'll spend so much of your lifetime trying to care for it and experience pleasure in the body and do all other stuff, but they will remind you again and again and again, it's just a communication medium. Treat it as such. Have fun. Spread love. Have fun. It's not But when you start seeing how much of your life, and I have had to see it too, and I'm still training my mind, was geared towards living in fear, trying to survive. So I was just trying to take care of this and focus on this and not my mind, not practicing the emotional hygiene. It just, and then again, how did I realize it? I started seeing like, oh crap. I've been working off the script that I'm not even aware of. It's pushed way out of there, guys. It's pushed. We push it away. We run away from our mind. You have to understand, guys, this whole world is struggling and suffering because people think they're going to get the answers outside of them. They think the money, they think the fame, they think popularity, they think if they get enough likes on Facebook, they think if they get enough people to watch, if they get enough subscribers. So see how people run away from their mind, which is exactly where everything's happening. So when you look outside, you'll keep making insane decisions, you'll keep struggling, and you'll keep suffering. When you get back into your mind, when you stop running away from your mind, you start going within, and you start realizing your whole experience is going off a script, and you could at any time begin to dive into your fears and start listening to the right mind, what's fun. Right now, you could say, well, I'm going to make my decisions going forward, what feels most fun and what feels most freeing and what feels most liberating. And I trust that my intuition, or call it the Holy Spirit, or call it the right mind. I trust that my right mind, my intuition will guide me and take care of me with food and money and shelter and jobs and then you start following that script. And then, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable because when you switch to love, all your fears are going to come up. And almost all of it's unconscious. So I remember when I was thinking a while back, I was really frustrated during one house sit a number of years, like a year ago. And I was so frustrated. And I was just sitting there in a rage, but something was happening. And I just broke down and I cried. And I remember saying to myself as I was crying, sobbing, crying, I hate myself. Guess what's in your unconscious mind right now? Unless you're Yogananda, or unless you're Jesus, or unless you're the Dalai Lama, or unless you're the Buddha, or unless you're Sri Ramana Maharshi, or unless you're any ascended master, Babaji, Sri Yukteswar. I'm mentioning a number of the Kriya Yogi masters, but Jesus. In your unconscious mind, you have this voice called an ego that hates you. And you will say to yourself when you get into it, I hate myself. It's there. It's kind of easy to see because you understand when you look around you, and you've done it to yourself, guys. You've made decisions that prove, mostly unconscious, but sometimes consciously, that you unconsciously, there's aspects of you that hate yourself because you punish yourself, you hurt yourself, you strain, you strive. You think that money and success will come after you destroy yourself and you work yourself to. No, none of that's true. That's more robotic, unconscious programming. And the world, as long as you're looking out into the world for the answers, it will keep telling you slave, strain, strive, basically work yourself to the bone. Don't look out there, guys. You're going to get practical tips in the world, but go into your mind, and then you'll get the practical tips in the world that are more in alignment with the right mind, with the Holy Spirit, with your intuition, with love. So I'll give you a practical example as a blogger. I see over my 15-year career, I've seen hundreds of thousands. I've been doing this for 15 years for 20, 30,000 hours. So I've seen over 100,000. I'll say over 100,000 bloggers struggle horribly, fail, and quit because they operate off their unconscious egoic, the voice of fear script that they're not even aware of, that they've pushed out of awareness. So they robotically do stupid, asinine, dumb things on the level of the world, on a level of form, that guarantee their failure. This is very obvious advice that there's a part of them that really hates themselves and they believe they deserve to be punished. So then, like robots, they keep making the same mistakes without free will. Once you start understanding that it's robotic, you would never do this stuff. Right? You have to start looking at what's in front of your nose. There are no victims. It's all happening unconsciously. So some people really appear to be victims, and some people struggle horribly. And you'll see absolutely insane stuff like babies dying early, and you're like, what the hell is this place? It's an unconscious script. How could love have anything to do with this nightmare? Right? The voice for love, it doesn't punish you. The Holy Spirit doesn't punish you. The ego does. Oh, you want proof? Look at the news. It's all punishment and judgment, and people running away from their mind. Look at government. Like, what do you think? At a level of form, struggling, suffering. Then you come across my blog, where even in some of my more screwed up moments, at least I was allowing the intuition to guide me to build something intelligently and helpful that draws the quality traffic and blogging income, the customers and clients and clicks and people who buy your affiliate stuff to you. You have to do it, and you got to put in the work, and it's uncomfortable, but then the struggling and suffering ends, because then you'll go to sleep. And since you did the intelligent thing, you changed the script from doing things from fear to doing things from love and being truly helpful and being generous and genuine. Then the blog works for you like an asset. So you go to sleep and you make money. You're awake and make money. Not that that's the answer, but at least you're not punishing yourself and struggling and doing the unintelligent thing of posting your business ad in 50 different groups. And then you make that same mistake for 5 years and then you quit. Or you're working for $2 or $5. You're spending so much time creating content and you charge $5 for it. And meanwhile, I sell a whole rich PDF guide, which is super thorough, for $10 or for $20. Because I was listening more and more to the voice of abundance, love, fun, and being truly helpful, and not to the voice of fear. But guys, this fear thing happens on an unconscious level. That's why the world appears to be a nightmare. It is. On a level of form, it is hell. It is not a pleasant place. But you have to actually see it that way. And as long as you think that it's the world's fault or it's somebody else's fault, that there are victims, you're obviously listening to the script of the ego, the voice of fear, in your unconscious mind. You're not even aware of it. You pushed it out of awareness, but you have to accept this truth. It's the only way you move forward. And accepting this truth allows you to say, there has to be a better way to live. It can't be going a robotic script for fear and punishment. And even the people who have great worldly success, they struggle and suffer in other areas of their life. You know who doesn't struggle and suffer? The enlightened beings who decide to master their mind by listening to the voice of the Holy Spirit. Call it the intuition. Buddhists would say the one mind. That's who doesn't suffer. That's who doesn't struggle. And obviously they're not concerned with the world at all. But then if you practically want to be in this world, or maybe you don't really want to be here. Oh, 1 second. Hey, just doing a live video.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
Someone let me downstairs.
Oh, that's fine. Very good. Alrighty. Good trip? Good. We're just always on the dark, shadowy halls. Probably wrap this up pretty soon anyway, because I got some lunch coming. Oh, actually, I may have to. This light's going to be a little funky. All right, I'll go with it. Well, it's not bad too much. Yeah, the light here is tough to get the light right, so. But you'll see, guys. that when you accept this truth, then you can start diving into your unconscious stuff, the egoic stuff, feeling it and forgiving it with the Holy Spirit, with the intuition, the right mind, and switching over to their script or its script. It's fun. It's freeing. The voice of love is not going to bring you into a nightmare. You're going to be helpful. You're going to have a blast. You're going to experience joy. You're going to conquer your fears. You're going to experience worldly success, but then you'll also see the worldly success very different. Because when you're listening to the voice of love, you're not going to judge yourself, condemn yourself, judge others, condemn others. And the success will come. You'll make intelligent decisions business-wise. You'll be truly helpful and build something that works for you passively and organically. But you gotta look at this video on YouTube and on Facebook, this live broadcast, and say, oh crap, I haven't really been operating off of free will. I've been operating off a script. And that's everybody who doesn't become an ascended master, or who's not an ascended master, who's not in a light. That's everybody. Don't worry about it, guys. Even people that appear to be really happy, unless they're genuinely happy through and through mind training, and they have serenity and peace of mind with them, if they're basing it on something outside of them, you'll watch that when that thing goes away, then they will struggle and suffer. You got to do it within. And those people that appear to be happy, that really just maybe have appeared to line things up in the world, they haven't realized yet that they're not operating on free will. They're operating on a script. Now, there's certain flexibility in the script, so it doesn't mean it's fixed. You see, there is visibility. There is flexibility in the script. So it doesn't mean you just do one thing and then you're screwed. No. But you'll suffer and struggle when you listen to the egoic script in some areas of your life, and you'll have a lot more fun when you listen to the intuition script, which is the voice for fun, love, being really helpful, compassion, joy. And it's all happening in your mind. That's the beauty of it. That's how we're designed. We're designed as eternal abstract beings, eternal abstract minds. You start making these visualizations when you get into your mind and you start seeing that, yeah, I'm going off a script. And the other people that are struggling, that are going off a script, that have no idea, that are having really rough lives, that are listening to the ego, you teach them through your example by switching scripts from fear to love. And guys, this unconscious stuff, you've pushed it. You're not aware of it. So yeah, it's like when I was crying last year and I was so enraged and I'm crying and I'm just like, I hate myself. I hate myself was out of awareness. On a surface level, you think, oh yeah, this guy's always smiling and circling the globe, but I know it's down there and I've been bringing it up. The more you bring it up, the more it goes away, the more you're truly happy and have peace of mind from within. When you have it within, you're set. And then the struggling lessons, the suffering lessons, it's all in your mind. But today, the key lesson is that it's happening. You've pushed it out of your awareness. Much of it's unconscious. And you have to be willing to go there, or else you're going to keep being a robot. And then even if you've had worldly success, or you've made a lot of money, or you have influence, you have great success as the world judges it, until you get into your script, you're going to see that there's going to be other areas of your life where you will punish yourself because there's a part of you, because you're listening to the egoic mind, that hates yourself and you think you deserve to be punished, and that suffers. And why? When you know what's happening in your mind and you appear to be projecting onto the world out there and you're going off a script, why wouldn't you switch from fear to fun, from guilt to joy, from grief to presence and peace? No matter what's going on in the world, it can happen, but you got to start working with your intuition. Again, I like jumping around between terms. I wouldn't just call it the Holy Spirit, because I know a lot of people that aren't Catholic or Christian, and I'm not. I'm abstract, just like you. Abstract mind. There's no such thing. I know most people, in the world there appears to be If they're identifying with certain religions, I use the right mind or the intuition or your gut. Atheist, oh, I trust my gut. Cool. Because guess what? This abstract voice for love doesn't care. It's abstract love. It knows this world. Get to that another update, another video, but is an illusion, and then the reality is eternal love. So when you switch scripts, the script is written. It'll be uncomfortable, it'll be scary, but that's where the liberation, the peace of mind, and the freedom is. And me switching the script slowly but surely, a lot of struggle in between, is one reason why I could share this with you. If I was still working off that fear-based egoic script, how am I going to sit here and share this? I'd be terrified, just living to survive, blaming the world, blaming the government, victim mentality. And what's most difficult about it, some of the really painful stretches of my life, but it is what it is. I had no idea it was happening on an unconscious level. I thought the world was doing it to me. You see? When you're unconscious of something, when you're not aware of it, you're obviously not conscious or aware of it. That's why you blame. Like, it's got to be this jerk's fault. That's right. No. It's got to be no. I'm cursed. I'm not. No. I'm unlucky. No. You're a robot. Admit it. Your life will improve so quickly when you admit that. And then when you switch the robotic script, the egoic script, and I'm saying ego, the voice for guilt, the voice for fear, over to love, then your intuition, Holy Spirit, the right mind, it'll start having a lot of fun with you. When you predominantly trust it and work off its script, that's where the peace is. That's where the fun, that's where the struggles dissolve. And it's a process. This doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of practice. And again, guys, as we wrap it up a half hour in, the guide that I would suggest, but there's so many different ways, but it's the guide that I use, is called thecourseInmiracles.com, or Course in Miracles, but you can find it at courseInmiracles.com. And it's a mind training manual. The teaching's radical, but its temperament isn't. The spirit of the teacher. So guys, that's it for today. Stop by bloggingparadise.com, where I sell blogging courses and blogging ebooks for your guidance. Thanks so much, my friends on Facebook. Gonna roll. And I'll see you guys later on YouTube.